Hello, this is Jordan. Welcome back to the Daily Gold YouTube channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. This video is being recorded on the early evening of Friday, January 17th, 2025. Thank you so much for tuning in. And in this video, we're going to recap the week for precious metals. And gold is strengthening. It's getting close to its high from a couple months ago. But silver and the miners are lagging. They're not joining in just yet. So let's get right to it. First off, I do want to mention housekeeping note. I have finished my book today, and I will be sending out the finalized version to subscribers this weekend. Very happy about it. Very pleased to do it for the public. It will be available for free at some point over the next week or so. And one thing I had to do was look at gold against the 60-40 portfolio and properly update my data for the 60-40 portfolio, because in past data, I did not rebalance it. And so what happens is if you don't rebalance the data on a 60-40 portfolio, then at times, over time, the 60-40 can become a 65-35. Or when bonds are doing really well and the market tanks, it can become a 56-44 portfolio. So you have to rebalance it every year. So what we see here, this right here, is gold against the 60-40 portfolio, but a rebalanced version. So this is the proper ratio for gold against the 60-40. And we can see, look at this baby, beautiful 10-year base. It's kind of started to break out here, but it's pulled back inside of the base. And so this is a 10-year base here. So it is not fully broken out yet. And so we know that bonds have been shit the last 2 or 3 years, and that's what's helping this ratio strengthen in favor of gold, even though the stock market has still moved up. So what we really need to see is the stock market crack and gold against the stock market really outperform and shoot higher, and then this baby will really explode. So we want to see that happen for a proper breakout. Now here we can see silver against the 60-40. I mean, this is obviously weaker than gold against the 60-40, but this could be in. We can draw the line here. This is an 11-year base. So this is right behind gold. So whenever this thing goes like that, we get a big breakout, silver will follow. And who knows, maybe that big break like that gets silver to $50 an ounce and well above it. So that's your gold against the 60-40 update. Let's get to the more shorter term things. And so here we have the daily chart for gold and silver. Daily candles here for gold, daily candles for silver. And so we see that gold is strengthening here. I mentioned this resistance here at 2,700, 2,715. So it's popped above it. There's still some resistance here on the daily chart. You'll call it 2,750. Then, of course, we have 2,800. So good sign that gold has done this and broken through this region of resistance. However, silver is yawning. It hasn't really done much. It's been a weaker move. Yes, it's reclaimed the 200-day right here, but I would have liked to seen silver test at least 30. Well, it tested 32 Thursday, but I would have liked to see it come up here to 32.5 resistance. So gold has poked through this resistance here, and yet silver has not quite made it up to this resistance here. So silver is lagging, and for the time being, gold is the strength as part of the sector. And so we want to see silver and the miners doing better before we get short-term bullish. Now, looking at the weekly chart here, this is actually pretty good for gold. Nice candles here where you have, especially the last 2 weeks, you can see closed at the high of the week, closed at the high of the week. So it's taken out this resistance here on a weekly basis. So 27.48, about 27.49 if we round up. This is pretty close to a weekly all-time high. We're not that far off. The close is right here or so. So look for gold. I would think at this point, it's probably going to make a run at 2,800. We'll see what happens. Maybe it can make a new weekly all-time high next week. But what I would really like to see, and I mentioned it last week, silver, $32 weekly resistance here. We can see, look at this right here. Look at this right here. Then you have this failure at 32 right here. So it's testing 32 again. So, the strength in gold, if gold can move above 2,800, maybe that will be enough to pull silver up and give it a chance to test 34 again. I'm not sure. Even if that does happen, I'm not sure that would be sustainable in the short term. So that's the look for gold and silver. Before we get to the miners, if you invest in juniors and the miners and you're really looking for some expert guidance, some more expertise on which are the best companies, well, in the Daily Gold Premium, I cover the companies that I personally am investing in. And what I am looking for are the highest quality juniors, right? I should say a mix of what are the juniors with the highest quality potential, but also the highest quality in terms of the company itself, its assets, its projects, its financial health. So I am trying to match those two things right now. Quality company, fundamental quality, and then how much upside does it have? So I'm looking for those two things. Now, when gold breaks out against the 60-40, when silver breaks out against the 60-40, we can look more towards what has the most upside. Like we can look a little bit more in terms of upside, and on the quality scale, we can go a little bit lower because when you get into a raging bull market, the stuff that's a little bit lower quality has a lot more upside than the highest quality. So you always want to try and err on the side of quality, and I'm just pointing out now we are erring on the side of quality, but we can tweak that a little bit when the market gets hot and we get a breakout in those 60-40 ratios. I think that with respect to gold against the 60-40, I think that could happen at some point this year. Silver against the 60-40, maybe at the end of the year, maybe next year. So that's my philosophy and how I'm investing. And I talk about that in the Daily Gold Premium. We have these great company tables where you can look at our top 10 company table, look at our watch list table. We even have a secondary watch list table. And you can look at these things and just within a half an hour, see the stocks we like and just get the most important details and facts about these companies, why we like them, what their potential is over the coming years. So if you're not a subscriber, we'd love to have you at the Daily Gold Premium. If you are a subscriber, I thank you because it's people like you and your subscription that allows me to do this work. So I can't thank you enough. Now, finally, let's look at the miners. So we are having a rally here. It is continuing, but it's nothing really to write home about. I mean, this to me is weak strength so far. You look at the candles here. Yes, we have trended up, but there's a lot of distribution candles in here where there's a lot of heavy selling along the way. I mean, here in SILJ, some nasty candles. So silver junior is really struggling. I think last week I mentioned this would be my target, the 200-day. So there's still upside here for silts, and I would say the same for GDXJ and GDX. So I would say this has stiff resistance here at 48 and a little bit higher. So, it is possible we could see some more strength in this sector. GDX could run up to 38 or 39. So that's all for this week. I got to run. Wanted to keep it a little short, still 8 minutes. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment. I love to hear your feedback. And hope you guys had a great week, by the way, and hope you have an even better weekend. We have Greg Weldon coming up on Monday. I'm excited for that. Again, thank you so much for watching the video. I'll talk to you guys again on Monday.